Stands probably only get named after a few things, but I think Chico had that kind of an impact to us. I made sure I got my season tickets right adjacent so I don't miss this atmosphere, all that he was a big part of creating.
So Chico is like, if you've been to college and you've ever been to a frat party, he's like the rush chairman. He got me, we were kind of tailgating on the edge of La Barra Brava, and then it was pretty hard to say no to him, and next thing you know, I'm one of the big members, and it was a great time.
He was the kind of person that could take an outcast and see that they wanted to join the party, and he'd make a real effort to sort of bring them in, and by the end of the tailgate, before they even got into the game, this person had a whole new group of friends and a whole new crowd to hang with, and there was no doubt that they were coming back. Chico was dealing with his illness, and when he was worried about the future, he made a point to always end his goodbyes telling us, say, hey, I love you, man. And it's because he knew something could be happening, and he wanted to make sure he let you know. I mean, that's how Chico rolled.
Selfless, I think, is the best way to describe Chico. Looking out for others first and making people feel comfortable and good, while they're at a fun event. He wanted them to come back.
Chico was incredibly generous with his time and his money. I mean, he was the kind of person who was always like wanting to buy you a drink, make sure he'd get around. He was the life of the party, but not in the kind of way where you would be taken advantage of, but where he wanted you to know how much he wanted you to have a good time. He wanted people to come back, right? He wanted it to survive and to grow. I think that's his legacy, is sort of making his effort to make it all succeed.
He was there for the soccer, but also to make sure that this league kept going. I mean, his dream was a stadium like this.
Tonight is about this club, these fans, and this city.
I know he never played a minute in MLS. He didn't host any trophies, but he was a big part of the success of the league. So it's great to see it named after him.
Great fans here at RFK. Spectacular atmosphere.
I think his legacy, when this league started, the focus can be a lot of times thinking of the great players. We had a lot here, Moreno, Echeverri, but you need the guys like Chico, the guys to do the work that doesn't really maybe get recognized. And those are the characters. It's one thing to remember the players, but I'm sure there were other Chicos around the league. I don't know them, but our Chico was probably the best Chico there was out there.
Chico! Chico! Chico!
The crowd now is observing a moment of silence for a DC United supporter, Chico Solares, who passed away yesterday. A long-time DC United supporter, and they're observing a moment of silence, one of the great fans of DC United. John.
What a tremendous guy. I've spoken to so many different people, and they've just said he's one of the best fans, and he always encouraged and inspired people to support this club.
I do think it means a lot to his family, and I really do think it would mean the world to him knowing that he had this much of a legacy and this much of an impact, and as broadly as he does.
Yeah, it's surreal we're here. It's awesome that we're doing this. It's unfortunate sometimes that, and not just in this environment, we honor people after their past, and that's just the way of life. But I think he would have really enjoyed this, and he definitely earned it, and it's great for his family and for DC United.
I mean, this is what the supporters are all about. Chico's character is what the inclusiveness and sort of looking after one another, but also putting the team first.
It's an incredible feeling that, I'm going to be honest, I was a little cynical that it would ever go this way. It's easy to name it after, the owners and the players and this and that, but it's the characters like the Chicos that really make this league go. It's established now, it's different, but in those early days, 96 to 06, you needed people like him, and he's not in the DC United media guide or the record books, but he played a big part in the success of this league, so it's incredible that it's actually called the Chico Stand.